But this water's pH balance, let me see, where is it at? Right here. 7.3 to 7.7 is the water pH balance of the Mountain Valley spring water. If you are able to get your hands on this, make sure you get some. The human pH balance intake of consumption should be 7.3 to 7.45. 7.35 to 7.45, right? And that just means that your body is going to turn it into an acidic. The way you consume is you're supposed to take in pH and you're supposed to exert acidic. So you don't want to take as much acid in. You actually want to release the acid. So that's one step of how I'm consuming clean things and not perfect, but the water is the must because the water is healing. If you drink one regular bottle of water, not a liter, but one regular bottle of water, as soon as you wake up, it automatically speeds up your metabolism by 40%. You're like, why would I need a metabolism that's sped up? Well, one, you want to be able to break things down, especially things that aren't as healthy. So that's your body itself. Make sure that your water pH balance is clean. Make sure that you're taking in good levels of vitamins. These are some things that I take in the morning. This is the adult multivitamin from Target. And so I just take 2 of these. So gummies, they honestly should not have that much sugar in it, but they probably do. 4 grams of added sugar. Then we have this mushroom complex I use. I found this at, I think it was like TJ Maxx. No, Marshalls, it says right here. I found it at Marshalls, right? What's in this is many different mushrooms. I should not cut off my face. What's in this is many different mushrooms that I could see a wasp outside of my window. Many different mushrooms that help boost the cognitive function of your brain. You ever just feel like you're forgetting things and you're like, man, I can't even remember what happened last week or yesterday even. And I was at that point. So, reishi, I'm not gonna read this. The main one in this is lion's mane. It's so strong, okay? So, the lion's mane helps my cognitive function. I take 2 of those as well. On this one, 60 capsules, 30 servings. So you're supposed to take 2 of them. Take a little bit of your water that you've been drinking. And honestly, your day should go really smooth. And then I got this from the organic African herb store next to my office. Organic, firm, and flat belly detox and energizer. Honestly, do be having. So I just take 1 tablespoon of this. I do have that energy. Where is it? Has a little kick to it, but it's good. Oh, and then I want to show you one more thing. And to be honest, I don't know if you're supposed to be taking it raw, but I do. There's also this. The Sea Moss Honey with Lavender Powerful Extracts 5-in-1. Let me just fix the angle because I want to stand here in the light. Also, no, a little lower. Let's see, is that good? Perfect, okay. So the 5-in-1 Sea Moss with Honey Lavender Powerful Extracts. We have basil, black seed, golden seal, jaloy, and thyme extracts. And this actually boosts up your metabolism as well as your, what is it called? Bro, there are ghosts in the crib today. That's a little windy, and some of the windows are open. But you go ahead, and some of my family really likes to mix it. I just go ahead and take the top end. I don't know if that's good or not. And then you take this. The reason why I started taking this sea moss was because Dr. Sebi was talking about the benefits that sea moss has on the longevity of your life. Most importantly, like people from Africa and indigenous places have been consuming sea moss for so long. So I just eat it off the spoon. Raw sea moss doesn't, it's like a gelatin type flavor and there's like no taste to it. It's very bland, so you don't want that. But you just eat off the spoon, it's good. I guess we're gonna start making this avocado toast while I talk about consumption of the brain. Okay, dramatic ass lighting. Alright, so while that's warming up, we're gonna put that toast in there in a little bit. But not charge like crazy prices, just make it feasible. Community growth. Then we also have these eggs. There's a gentleman over in the Playa Vista There's a gentleman over in the Playa Vista farmers market who will trade. Like, he's like, oh, if you make hats, just bring me a hat and I'll give you eggs. Like, he just sells eggs, but he also does the barter system, which is so needed. So if you don't have no money, but you need some food, and it's a Saturday, go to the Playa Vista. This is where I need the mushroom to kick in. A farmer's market, and go find him and trade for some eggs. And we also have tomatoes. And I think I normally use the base of the spread as hummus, but I don't have any hummus. What you consume for your brain, what comes in, what comes out. On the last video, we talked about how to navigate these boundaries of you know, saying, oh, I'm gonna say this and this only, or I'm gonna only intake this. And so it's the same of what you say for yourself. If you say, I'm strong, presently I'm strong, then you're going to become stronger. If you talk about like, I am patient, then you're going to become patient, because you're going to want to start practicing things of the way and the nature of what you are consuming. It's what your body consumes, what your mind consumes, and what your soul consumes. And sometimes I think we put our soul in situations where we want it to perform for other people and other things. For our soul, I really think that we should not consume. Soul actually can resonate with the things that are around us, but it also can be your own energy source. I keep referencing Heinz, but he says that the best form of the best form of nutrition is self-expression, right? And I believe that. So for your soul, your best nutrition and consumption should be the practice of expressing. And you don't have to like make videos, or you don't have to like make music, or you don't have to express via art. But if you like to draw, or if you like to, if your self-expression is you taking time for yourself and going to a park, sitting in a hammock and reading a book, that is a beautiful form of self-expression. Saying, this is what I enjoy, this is who I am, and this is what I want to be. That's important. What you say is important. How you say it is important. Why you say it is important. Not only that, but what you read, what you watch. If you're doom scrolling through your phone all day, which was also the reason why I started this video. If you're doom scrolling through your phone all day, and it's like constant dopamine, you're not learning anything from these videos, you're not growing. And I'm not saying everything you consume has to be knowledgeable, I guess. I always make up these words. That's definitely a word. I don't know if you're supposed to use it there, though. I think it's supposed to be purposeful. I really do, because I speak with my hands so much. I saw it in the other videos. I'm not double thinking anything. I'm just noticing. But you're supposed to process, right? At your speed, at what you do. Yes, you're supposed to do things that are outside of yourself, but most importantly, you're supposed to process the way that you process, the way that your frequency and that you flow and your momentum goes at your speed. That's most important. Let's see if I can multitask today. It's hit or miss. Sometimes I'm great at it, and I just broke the seal. That's great. Sometimes I'm not. So we're gonna go ahead and put some toast. We don't have the whole grain bread today. It's sourdough. But we're gonna get there once this one's done. So the consumption of the brain is extremely important, right? But not only that, the consumption of the body, right? We have the responsibility, because to take care of this body, your temple, right? So what you consume is important. Which I did. I'm not gonna act like I didn't. I woke up and the first thing I ate was a donut. It was a Krispy Kreme donut. I'm not proud of it. I saw it. I'm gonna try to get these out of the house before I finish them. I didn't even buy them. They were a gift. Alright. Okay. So I was like, you know what? Let me make some breakfast again. I love a good avocado toast, and that's what we're gonna do. That's gonna toast up in there for a second. Then I'm gonna get some mayo. I am slowly switching over to full vegetarian, which I really have. There was one time I ate some fish throughout the week. But the reason why I did that was because I'm starting to, and I know this is funny, you're like, who is this light-skinned kid, and what does he mean that he's studying Rastafarianism? It's very simple. It's a runoff of of Christianity. It's a specific type of book, and their practices are stuff that I believe in. I'm not saying they're just the black hippies. That's not it at all. But most of them are vegetarian. Most of them don't ever use a comb. I'm gonna like put stuff in my hair, but I don't use brushes or combs really in the first place, to be honest with you. Most of them don't have tattoos, but I have tattoos. Most of them use a specific substance that grows out of the earth as a plant. And they believe that our body and our vessel, this is our vessel, this is our temple. And our spirit is our God, right? And it's not saying it's Rastafari, it's a we, but it's mostly also I. Like I treat you how I'd want to be treated. That's the we. Is you focus on I so that everybody respects one another. Everybody takes care of one another. And I think that was so important. Back to consumption. You have to monitor what comes in to your kingdom, right? Because if you don't monitor that, who will? There's so much fast food. On my block alone, if you go one block that way, you have, is it that way? One block that way, you have 7-Eleven, Carl's Jr., Subway, which is, I guess, see that however you want. Then we also have 4 blocks down the street is where my office is, but there's nothing but fried food. To the right you have fried fish. Over here you have burgers and cakes. And across the street you have McDonald's, wings, Euros, and all this fried food. And that you really gotta navigate in the world we live in today, in 2024, in America, the intake of what comes in, how much you're eating, why you're eating it. Are you just eating it because it's there? Like, when's the last time you processed that? When's the last time you did that and you were like, oh, what about purposeful consumption? Let's check on this toast. Perfect timing. Almost set a fire. Right? So we talked about my body, soul. I want to dive in a little bit on mind digging. These videos are never going to be organized. It's more of like a conversation that bounces around. So books. A few books that really at a specific point in my life. When we went to Pakistan, we stayed in this really nice hotel. Oh, I dropped it. Wow. You know what though? I can't multitask. I wish I could talk. Oh, no. I'm not saying I can't. I just don't often. So let's talk about it. Let's get into the practice of it. Cage-free egg mayo. So I'm back to getting started on this sandwich, but that took a minute. I can't multitask. On the other hand, these books, right? When we were in Pakistan, we were invited to be a part of the Islamabad Arts Festival. Beautiful experience. Got to understand the world a little bit more and how people and their cultures practice specific things. Also, their views upon things, where the art lies in that part of the world, and what they're practicing and what they're doing. And I did all this through Ballet Beyond Borders. But that was the first time I ever bought a book on a trip, finished that book within like a day or two, and had to like reread it because it was so good that I really wanted to resonate with that book a little bit more. So that book was called The Power of Now. And I honestly should read it again. I really should. So The Power of Now was a really good one. Another one was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I guess that's sort of a finance book, but at the same time it taught me a lot of lessons on perspective. Is that like, I normally victimize myself because I was like, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. But when you really get the perspective, it's like everybody's doing their own thing, and you'll learn things from other people that you won't learn from people that are naturally around you all the time. And I think it always kept my mind open and said, make sure you keep on learning, and make sure you bring different type of people around you so you can understand what perspectives have what, not problems, but like see what other people are going through. I think these grains are still good. I'm just gonna clean them off a little bit. Honestly, they don't smell that great. Never mind. I don't want to waste them though. They say best by the middle of this past month. I hate wasting food. Cut some of these tomatoes up though. Throw these eggs in it. So those are some really good books that I enjoy. And if you want to read those, they help me ground myself and start to understand who I am, not for what I bring to the table, but what my soul is, what it stands for, the why behind it, how I take care of myself, why I take care of myself. Also, different practices. Oh, another book was Jay Shetty's Think Like a Monk. That was a great one. He also did another book after that, about a year ago, 8 Rules of Love, which I did learn a lot of things. I need to reread that one as well. I can't remember off top. Just let that cook for a minute. Make sure you navigate through the consumption of what this world has. Whether it's all social media, whether it's the type of food you have, whether it's the books you read. Make sure you navigate what comes into your mind. Most importantly, question yourself often. Because sometimes it doesn't matter how you got there. I guess as long as it was like ethically, morally, but always question your why. Always know why. Don't always know why you're doing something, but make sure you feel from your gut, that power of the gut we were talking about in the last video. Make sure you feel like you know you're going in the right direction of understanding of the reasons of why you're doing things, your purpose. Make sure that your ikigai is like there and you're doing it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not making as much money as I honestly don't want to make money, but I need to live, I need to be, and not have to think of those things. With that being said, I have to be at practice of making money. And I'm not in a place to where I'm making what I need, but my ikigai, that I know I'm practicing. I'm making sure I'm getting and building my experience so that the thing that I love, the thing that the community needs, and what I get paid for, all these things align, and that I can wake up and feel like I'm doing my job already as soon as I'm doing something that I already love. I'm getting paid for it. So I'm working on that and I'm building that. And part of that is me navigating through the consumption of what I take in. Because if you're just following and practicing what other people are doing because it's considered right and it's not right for you, then, at that point you're really wasting energy. So make sure that your energy and what you consume and the power that you have is used the right way for yourself, because there's nothing like living somebody else's life. You gotta live your life. And this isn't like a motivational speech. I don't even know if you're motivated by this, but make sure you take care of yourself. Do things there's moments of which you do have to be stingy. There are moments of which you do have to, put yourself first. There's that analogy. Is it an analogy? Metaphor? No. When you're on an airplane and they say, in case of an emergency, if these masks fall down, please make sure that you put yours on first so that you can take care of the person next to you. That's really like one of those philosophies of not only like Rastafari, but like practices of like philosophy, practice of self. You have to take care of yourself so that you can say. You have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. So with that today, make sure you do something for yourself today. I'll talk to you guys later. Let's see what the quote of the day would be. This is a good one. I wonder who did this. That's probably Nelson Mandela. Let's see. It absolutely is. Okay. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. Get back up.